You got it fixed?
Whatever. Don't make any sense.
Okay.
Whatever. All right, you ready to do this?
I'm waiting on you, dude.
All right, everybody, welcome to the
Next episode.
of the Everyday Joe Show. My host, the Travis Reed. Might have heard of me before.
Yes.
Thank you.
Your sounds are not down.
My sounds are not down. I've only done this 354 times. Episode 354 here in Studio 11. We got a little late start recording this bad boy because things don't work, and somebody locked keys in their car. Megan. Tooth, how are you now?
I'm not so bad, Harry. Now.
Oh, not so bad. Good, and you?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great.
Oh, what?
I'm drinking Dr. Pepper Zero. Thanks for asking.
Ah, you're a sir. You like it?
It's really good.
I went to grab my drinks out of the fridge, and I'm like, Tooth likes that.
I like those.
And you had Deer Park water. That's the kind of water I have in the house.
I
Deer
like
Park.
water. These are 20 ounce instead of 16.9.
I thought it looked a little misshapen.
It looks a little larger.
Little cattywampus, if you will.
High quality H2O.
Ain't it, though? Yeah, well, good to see you, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Travis. What are you drinking?
Man, I got Nectar of the Gods Diet Sun Drop, baby.
I'll be darned.
What are you talking about?
How's that taste?
Like heaven, baby.
I know where they bottle that, can that.
Tell me.
Tell them.
Tell them. You used to.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
Back to Red Barn, they called it.
Man,
When,
they still ship a lot of it out of there.
oh, shit, yeah, they do.
Tons of it.
Because we drank our daggum
Well,
Diet
we
Sun
like that
Drop.
Sun Drop, that Diet Sun Drop, them cherry Sun Drops.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of those.
Yeah.
If they had a sugar-free Sun Drop,
You
I'd
do?
drink it.
I can't believe they don't, to be honest with you.
They
Everybody's
are.
going the sugar-free. We got a skeleton crew getting tonight, just me and Tooth. Like old times, we just in here joeing around, if you will. If
I
you
will. I will, Joe.
Sad news.
Lots of it
When
this week.
man, John Amos,
I was
James
really,
Amos,
it was John,
John.
and it was funny because I said something about that at work the other day, and as soon as I said John Amos Day, Uncle Jesse, and I said, no, that's John Stamos.
John Stamos.
But what shocked me is he actually passed last month. Like he passed well before they released his death.
Why, I reckon?
I don't know as to why. I didn't finish reading the TMZ article.
Oh,
He-
well.
He passed well before they released and announced his death.
Oh, well, that's silly.
And then, we lost other people.
We did.
Charlie Hustle.
I tell you what, man. You watch that doc on Max. So last night I get done watching the Mr. McMahon documentary on the Netflix.
The Netflix.
It's fantastic. It was really good. So I was like, all right, I gotta find something to watch. Kind of kid friendly because the kids had just got home from practices and whatnot. So I was like, you know what? Let's see what's on Max. And there it was. I'm watching. He just passed away. I'm going to watch it. And what he said, I mean, it gave me chills. At one of the very beginning part, he said, you know what? He said, what's going to happen? He said, if I die, he said, then the next year they put me in the Hall of Fame. He said, this is a slap in my face. Just another slap in my face. And I was like, wow. Those words hit. You know what I mean? I was like,
I don't think they will.
I kind of don't want them to now. I kind of want them to keep getting the grief that they've been getting. Yes, he broke rules. Understand. Get it. He accepted the lifetime ban. He lied about betting on baseball.
But he bet on himself to win.
That's the part. Like, Megan didn't know any of that. She knew he got in trouble. She didn't know the logistics of it. So she's like, what? She goes, pause it. Hang on. So I pause it. And she's like, what did he do? So I explained, and she's like, so he bet on his own team? I was like, yeah. She goes, to win? I said, yeah. She's like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I'm like, yeah, it really is. Like, if he bet on to lose, I'm with you. I got a problem with that.
Can I just say, I'm going to say this because it's the truth, and this is how I really feel. He broke the rules.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to you don't bet on baseball if you play baseball. That's the rule.
Mm-hmm.
The rule doesn't say you don't bet on baseball unless you're betting on yourself to win. If that was the rule, he wouldn't have been in trouble to start with. So because I want to make sure that any of my followers out there know that I'm a good role model now, I've never been before, but I am getting there now. I want you to know that breaking the rules in any capacity is wrong. Now, I am an old man, and I'm set in my ways, and I'm not a professional baseball player, and I'm telling you that he has been punished, and the punishment kind of didn't fit the crime to me, in my personal opinion, not my choice to make. However, I do think he suffered punishment long enough that it could be said that he was punished.
Yeah.
And they could say, okay, you didn't get to play any more ball, you didn't get to coach anymore, manage anymore, but we can go ahead and put you in the Hall of Fame because all that's going to do is continue your name and legacy that's already still continuing on its own.
Yep.
So my point is, he bet on himself to win, guys. He bet on his team to win games, and the only way that you can in any way coerce that to be winning in the gambling sense is if you get the other team to throw the game.
Yep.
And he didn't win enough money to pay them all off.
No.
Like, it's just not logistically feasible.
What's up,
Why
Sharon?
is he in trouble for betting on himself to win?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we're this good that I think we're going to win. I'm going to put a little money on it. Okay, we won. Yay.
Yeah. That's why I never, as a kid, I didn't understand. I didn't understand. I understood betting, but not the whole scope of it. And once I got older, I'm like, okay, yeah, that was against the rules. Well, that's bad. It's bad. It's bad. But then when I realized he bet on himself to win, I was like, where's the issue here? Like, I get it. And like, if you're a sportscaster and you're predominantly a tennis sportscaster or whatever, you can't bet on tennis because you can there's possible ways you could affect the outcome. Okay? Understand. Get it 100%. So him being a manager, he could affect the outcome if he bet on them to lose.
The only way he can affect the outcome in an advantage of a gambling scenario is if he bets on the team to lose and then does things in a nature to cause the team to lose intentionally.
Right.
Seeing how that's not what happened, what I'd like to also say is the reason the rules are in place, like you can't play baseball and then bet on professional baseball, is to keep the game honest to the point of you don't have people throwing games, throwing matches like you do in boxing and wrestling, different things, different sports.
Yeah.
MMA probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So if you eliminate the possibility of someone being able to throw a game, then you keep the playing field pretty fair as far as the chances of winning and losing are real chances and they're fair chances. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. It's not predetermined. That's the reason the betting rules were originally put in place, is because people otherwise would have the ability to have predetermined outcomes and profit from said predetermined outcome, where people who might have wanted to really win the game for the pride of winning now suffer.
Right.
None of those rules were put in place for people who were betting on themselves to win and were profiting. That's not why the rules were made.
No, this isn't Shoeless Joe Jackson and the 1919 White Sox.
No.
This dude was betting on himself to win. And another thing he said, something about, he's like, these participation trophies, he's like, I couldn't get with that. I couldn't do it. He said, you play to win. He said, even as a young kid, he said, I didn't play to win. He said, you don't play to have fun. You don't play to exercise. You play to win. I was like, my man. And Megan's like, rewind that. I'm recording it. That is awesome. I was like, yeah.
There's a lot of lessons we learned growing up in our generation that still, we're in the in his generation, like, playing to win is one of them, then we also got taught, it's not winning or losing, it's how you play the game. Well, that's important too. It's not always about winning or losing. Sportsmanship is absolutely 100% important.
Yeah.
Even in the professional world of sports.
Yes.
But never, in my opinion, was I ever taught in any environment that I played in a competitive nature that you weren't trying to win. The goal is to win. You
Yeah.
don't go out there and try to lose.
No.
Hey man, you know what I want to do? Let's go, Travis. Let's play a pickup game of basketball later. Me and you against those neighbor kids. Tell you what, man, I just want to play some ball. Let's just go out there and lose.
Yeah.
Nobody does it. Nobody does it.
Nobody does it.
I said nobody does it.
Nobody does it. That's what bothers me. Like, I watch a lot of Formula One racing. All right. And there's about 5 guys that any given weekend are usually going to win. That's it. Everybody else, like, oh man, I hope we get in the points, which the top 10 places pay points for the championship. And the guy's like, we might, we'll be lucky if we get 15th this week. We're going to be racing so and so and so and so. They already know that they're not going to be up front. They know, they're telling you right now, yeah, that team's going to win. We're just going to try to race these. You try to pass that guy.
I'm trying to beat that guy regardless.
And then try to pass this guy, and then you try to pass them all. And they'll I don't want to say this, it's not a fact, but when I'm watching, it's like they'll pass the guy that they should be able to beat, and that's kind of it. They're not going to try to work harder. Oh no, save the tires, save fuel. Don't try to pass this guy. Just stay right there. We're in points and blah blah. I'm like, no, you go beat that guy. It drives me insane. That's why
It's like they start doing that strategy part where, okay, well, we're in the points now. Now we got to assess the risk.
Yeah.
If we try to do this, are we going to be out completely? Was it worth trying to do this to be out completely when we could just settle for the points? Bro, I play to win. And that's why I hate watching football a lot of times, because you're getting those scenarios and the coaches are just chess playing each other.
Yeah.
And it's not, hey, I'm just telling you, Travis, if it's a close game and it's something I'm trying to win and it's rivalry, when it's time for that extra point, I'm going for 2 every time.
Yes.
I am going for 2 every time. I'm trying to win.
I like a chess match, but they do it too much. The coaches, it gets on my ever-loving nerves. They try to be too cute about it. Like, they're being cute on purpose. Well, I'm going to show all these cameras and all these people watching how smart I am. Bro, nobody cares. We want you to win the game. I don't care how smart you are.
You know what makes me really
Win
mad?
the game.
I'm with you. I'm sorry, Travis.
Just win it.
Win it.
Quit trying to be funny or just trying to be cute and on your headset talking to somebody. That's one thing I hated about when Mike Vrabel was coach of the Titans. I love Mike Vrabel as the coach of the Titans. I think he's going to go somewhere else. He's going to light it up. But the only thing that drove me crazy about him, and he was very, 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 very smart, is he's pacing the sidelines, got his headset on, and he's talking the entire time. Like, man, pay attention to the game. Stop talking the whole time to your coaches upstairs. I don't know what they're talking about. And I hate it when bosses of companies do that. I had this guy, I didn't work for him. I was a Coke guy, and this guy was manager of Big Lots. And I went there to fill the Coke cooler up one day, and his assistant manager said that the manager, was on his way home or back to his hometown in Ohio, and he called and talked to her for 4 hours about business, about the store. Bro, knock it off. Nobody cares. You're not there. Just like coaches. Don't talk the entire game. Pay attention to what's going on the field. Drives me insane.
I hate watching a game and it's like, okay, we're way down in points. There's not that much time left. Feasibly, we're not going to win this game. Why are we not going for it in the 4th down?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? We're not going to win if we don't try to win. We're already in the position now where we're probably definitely not going to win.
Yeah.
Let's at least try to get as many points instead of settling for, oh, well, let's just go for 3. Let's get that field goal. Just go for it. That's why you're here.
Yeah. That like at the end of the half, and if you got a lead and it's, 30 seconds left and you're on your own 10-yard line, okay. let's kneel or run a little run play. Let's go half. I get that. If you're going to get the ball back second half,
Because you're about to rest.
get that. Understand, don't have a problem with it. But when you're in the middle of the third quarter, you got 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
And then another 15 minutes after that.
Yeah, and it's 3rd and 8, and you're on your side of the field, on your side of the 50, and you run a screen or a wide receiver screen. Dude, try to get the first down. It's only 8 yards or 14, whatever. Try. They just, we're just going to dump it off and then just punt. Okay, I know a lot of games are field position games. I get it. Do something. It's drove me nuts since I was a child. I can't stand that.
You know what else makes me mad?
Tell me.
You know, I know sometimes, because I've seen it work, that it works. But those times are so few and far between that handing the ball to the guy and telling him to run towards all the guys that are right there together is the dumbest thing. Hey, man, take this ball, drive right to the middle of all those guys that aren't going to let you buy them.
Yeah.
Hey, take this ball, go right there again to all those guys that still aren't going to let you buy them. Let's do that 3 times in a row.
Yep. Yeah. Jeff Fisher was used to be the coach of the Titans. He was the worst. It was just, let's sit on this lead. Well, I get, like, Jahmyr Gibbs for the Lions the other night. Ran straight up the middle, 40-yard run. That's not going to happen every time. That's going to happen every now and then when you get a certain situation where they're going to blitz to the weak side or the strong side, and you're going up the middle because they stunted this way, you went that way. Well, you bypassed everybody because you went to the left side. That'd be the 3-hole, and they're over here on the 5-hole or the 4-hole, whatever. Sorry, been sick this week. And that's not going to happen every time. Defense are too smart. Stop. Like you said, stop going straight to the middle every single time. Just do it one. If you got to leave, whatever.
This is why I love Nico, is because he throws the ball.
What's up, Ben Doss?
Ben Doss?
Watching on the Facebook Live. What's up, boss?
I enjoy watching people pass. I like passing game.
It's fun.
Yes, look, running game's important. There's some times to run, and I like the plays that aren't up the middle, right towards the guys that aren't going to let you buy them.
Yeah. That's where, like I said, there's a time and place for it. You can set up plays like that, but set that play up. And look, I'm not a sports dummy. I know sports very well inside and out. So don't say, Travis is being stupid. No, I'm not. I know what I'm talking about to a certain extent.
A little bit.
But I digress. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we got some more sad news we got to talk about in relation to this T-shirt I'm wearing. And then Megan's got a big event coming up next weekend. We got to talk about. It's gonna be a good time right there. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 354. Tooth, me, the Travis Reed. I was such a hurry dude, I didn't even write any notes.
That's okay. I thought you used invisible ink tonight.
Well, I'm going to write this down so I don't mess the episode numbers up next week when we have Sue Dillon.
Hey, Sue Dillon.
Yeah, Sue Dillon will be here, right here next week.
Next Tuesday.
That's right. Other sad news, Chris Christopherson passed away.
He was one of the remaining highwaymen. Now there's only one.
There's only one. This was the oldest one.
Willie. He smokes the ganja.
That's probably why he's 90.
That's why he's alive and loving it.
Still going. So, yeah, man, sad. And Chris Christopherson wrote a bunch of songs. You know, being Bobby McGee, one of the more famouser ones.
It's a very
as I was
important
gonna say.
song in my wife's life.
Yeah, that's a great song.
It's her daddy's song, man.
That was her daddy's song?
He loved that song.
I didn't know. Well, Bob.
He liked that Janis Joplin anyway.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that about
He
Bob.
absolutely did, yeah.
I knew he liked Miller Lite. And he liked them wafer cookies. Vortmans. I knew it started with a V, but I couldn't remember.
Give him Vortman's cookies. He liked them Vortman's cookies.
Yeah, man. So it's been a bad week in celebrity deaths, dude.
So, we talked about the John Amos, and we talked about the Chris Christopherson. Aren't we leaving something out?
No, we talked about Pete Rose.
We did. We're not leaving anything out.
We got it. I hate that, man. It's a
breaking news, and this blew my mind, and I hope it's not. I got to be careful on the words.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Garth Brooks has been accused of rape.
I saw a post on the Book of Face earlier that said, "Hey, have you guys heard about Garth Brooks?" And I'm like, "Well, that's interesting." So I went to read the comments. And there was just like, "What happened?" He's the Dolly of Nashville. Blah 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 blah. That's all I saw.
Well, it was on the news before I left the house, and he has been accused by some makeup artist, maybe,
Right.
of rape. And I don't remember what year they said this happened, but I really want it not to be true. That's all. I want it not to be true for any woman in the world. I want it not to be true. I want this not to be true for Garth. I want it not to be true for the public who love Garth. I want it just not to be true.
Yes.
But
It's
terrible that it's even happening.
It is terrible. We got me and what's up, Spears? He is here. What's up, baby?
Oh, Anthony.
Megan and I were talking last night. We got done watching the Vince McMahon thing, and of course it was all recorded before these new allegations came out. And he declined any further interview after that stuff came out. He's like, "Nope, I'm done." All right, and then we're talking about, remember Kobe Bryant got accused of rape at Colorado years ago, and his rehabbing knee or Achilles tendon or something. And then of course, famously Mike Tyson got some of this stuff. Like Kobe Bryant is Kobe Bryant. All right, he's 6'8", was a good-looking dude, got tons of money. How would that guy need to rape? You know what I mean? Like, and why would you put yourself in that position? That's what, like with Tyson. Why would you put yourself in that? And Mike's, he's always been kind of off, not off, but he's always kind of marched the beat his own drummer and everything like that. But why would you even put yourself in that position? Just like the stuff with Diddy. Why? Why put yourself? You got everything,
when you're
man.
in the public eye and you've got that, like, I'm with you. Why even put yourself in the position where this could possibly be an allegation later?
It drives me. That's what I told.
In today's world, I think more and more prominent people aren't. I say more and more. Yes, there's still plenty of it happening or coming to light, but I think the newer of the new upper echelon of people, if you will, are much more prone to, well, I've seen this happen for so many years to other people. I'm going to have protection entourage.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to head out.
I'm
go to the
never
house.
alone with anybody.
Yeah. That's what I told Megan last night. Like, I said, they just need to be like Keanu. Because you see Keanu Reeves, when he takes a picture with a female fan, he puts his arm around them, but he never touches them. Never, not once. Yep, just you can see him, kind of getting into the picture, leaning in, but you'll see his hand on like the other side of him, and it's not touching him. Like, man, that dude is pretty smart. He's got the work, because most of the time they're just like, "Oh, hey, thanks," and they're not doing anything to.
They'll be touching him and him not touching them.
Exactly.
I've seen that.
Yeah, he's not, and a lot of the celebrities, when they do that, they're not doing it to do anything malicious. It's just, oh, well, my fan, all right, we're in here, we're in this together, let's get this picture, and I care about you, blah blah. And Keanu Reeves like, I don't care. Nope, I'm not getting accused of that, and it just baffles me of why put yourself in that position. You've got, and that's what we were talking about it at work yesterday, or day before yesterday. Antonio and me and John Denton, like the Diddy stuff, and he's like, Antonio said, I think that they got so much money they can go wherever and do whatever they want. He said they just get bored and start. I'm like, why do they get bored and do stuff? He said, because they're crazy. He said, that's all I can tell you. He said, I don't know. He said, they got some unhealed trauma in their head from a long time ago that makes them act a fool.
And yeah, listen, man, there's a lot to be said about a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot to be said about the chain of events in time and history. There was a time where people, whether it be man, woman, whatever, got away with things, and it wasn't accepted even when you tried to seek justice. Right?
Right.
And I've seen a few different things very recently that portray that and how that went down. And then it got to a point where there was some spotlight put on this and a new way of thinking brought about to not victim blaming.
Right.
Because for a long time it was victim blaming, whether it be man or woman. It was victim blaming. It was, well, she dressed provocatively.
Yeah, I've never
Okay, so
subscribed to
but
that excuse. I know you haven't either. I'm just saying.
I'm saying, if you look at the history, there was a time where it was ignored completely.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where sexual harassment was totally an everyday thing, and nobody paid any attention to things, and it was just brushed under the table, and it was just part of it. And then there was a time when things started getting brought to light, and things start changing. And then there's a time where more things, now that things have been brought to light and things have started changing, well, now people are listening.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes to the point, well, now people are listening. Well, now we've got the few that are going to take advantage of the people listening, and now there are a few cases that are completely false,
Mm-hmm.
that are completely made up, fabrications, because, well, I've got a spotlight, I got people that listen now, it's a new environment, so now I could say this happened. There's a lot that came out that was from the past, but because now it's accepted to come out, now it's something that people will embrace and help support you and get through it.
What's up, Brandon?
But back to my point, because of that happening, it opens the door for the people that are dishonest. And I'm sure out of all of the people you've named, or all the people that this has happened to in a famous level, there's at least been one or two where it really has been a false scenario.
Well, Trevor Bauer was a pitcher for like Cleveland, another team I can't remember, and the Dodgers. One Cy Young, was a great pitcher, got accused of sexual assault. All right, proclaims his innocence. Major League Baseball suspends him a couple years ago. Still suspended. He spent and the people like, just take the, these lawyers like, just take a deal. Nope, I'm innocent. I didn't do it. I ain't taking no deal. Ain't happening. Spent millions of dollars. And dude's got it. But you don't want to spend your millions of dollars on stuff like that. All right? Comes out, there's text messages from this girl to her friends saying, yep, paycheck or pay dirt, got him, whatever. These messages came out. So now Trevor Bauer has been completely exonerated, cannot get a Major League Baseball team to talk to him. He didn't even do anything wrong. Nothing.
But the stigma that's with his name, and unfortunate as it may be,
Yeah.
and this is the terrible part about having a rationalization of a brain, like the rationalization brain that I have. Like, dude, I am telling you, I don't agree with it, but I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it,
Yeah.
even though I don't agree with it. Like, I can rationalize, okay, there's a stigma with his name. Baseball's a business. That's bad for business.
Yep. And there was a
But he's innocent.
Yep.
And there's that part of me that's like, well, some team somewhere has got to be the guy that's like, hey, he's innocent. We're going to get some real good publicity for backing the guy that's innocent.
right.
You know what I mean? I feel like that could happen.
Yeah, he's played overseas, played in Japan, played in Mexico, won the championship in Mexico. But
What?
I don't know, Brandon, what's wrong with
I
you?
don't know that that's accurate. Brandon. You might be. I don't know.
Yeah, I just it sucks, man. I hate, and there's a punter for the Bills that got accused of it while he was in college. Come out, completely exonerated. Girl admitted it was a lie. Blah 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 blah. And he's back playing in the NFL. I'm like, man, it's unfortunate that crap like that happens. But Trevor Bauer, I think it was a couple time hookup thing or whatever. He's single. She was single, so it wasn't like he was married and doing anything immoral. You know what I mean? Should he have been smarter about it? Now, I mean, he'll probably tell you, yeah, I probably should have been. But he didn't know. And just, it's unfortunate, and I don't know why they put themselves in that position to
like,
do that stuff.
Once you become famous, if you're single and famous, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I've never thought of it on that level, but in today's time, if
yeah.
you're single and famous, it's unfortunate because not even unless, but almost unless you are in a relationship with someone who is also of the high celebrity, then it's not a good idea to be alone with someone.
Yeah. No, I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? Like your dates, your relationship would have to start and blossom in front of the public so that it would be known, well, they've been in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I've never thought of it until now, but that's an extra added stressor that comes along with being famous if you're not in an involved, engaged
Right.
relationship
Hey,
before you become famous.
You take like I mean, everybody's going to poo-poo on him, but LeBron James, he's married to his high school sweetheart. This is the most famous basketball player on the planet right now. All-time leading scorer in the NBA, and knock on wood, nothing bad as far as that's concerned just came out. But he's been with his high school sweetheart forever. You know, his kid now plays on the Lakers with him. And everything seems fine as far as I can tell. I mean, I'm not, we ain't boys or anything, but I get it. But it's almost like, it's forcing people to be monogamous, to stay with their partner, which is good. But it's also, like you said, it's also bad if you're a single athlete or celebrity.
I mean, hear me out. In the rock world, we've all heard the stigmas about, musicians and groupie chicks.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen different things where, pick her, bring her. And the way it's portrayed, at least, these women are interested in going where they're going and doing what they're doing. The way it's portrayed.
Right.
There was a time you could have been a single rock musician with a level of fame, even not stardom like superstardom.
Yeah.
Even not superstardom, but even just,
Just the opening act.
An opening act level of stardom. You've got a following. You're making a living. If you're single now and in that position, and there are women throwing themselves at you, it is not safe for you to, in what you might think is a complete and total, what's the word I'm looking for? Why did I go blank?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
The fudge round got you, didn't it?
When you say it's okay.
Yeah. But,
when you and the other
Consensual.
person, consensual, thank you.
Whew.
When you enter a consensual situation, because of the way the world is now, you can be a single person who is an opening act, who has women throwing themselves at you, and you are not safe to have a relation with that woman.
Yeah.
Because it's probably going to get thrown back that you forced her. It's not probable. It's very possible that it could happen because someone thinks they can get paid from it.
Yeah. It's sad, man. It's really sad. I hate that, but 'tis the world we live in today. So I hate that. And I hope, I'm sitting there wondering how in the world we get on this topic. And I hope to goodness that the allegations,
I brought up Garth Brooks.
because I didn't know, breaking news right here on the Everyday Joe Show.
I saw it right before I left the house and it blew my mind. And I don't want it to be true because, look, man, there's lots of people that you have, I don't want to say I look up to Garth, but people have looked up to that have been some kind of role model, that have been a big part, like people have said, he's the Dolly of Nashville or whatever.
Yeah.
People have a very good connection with Garth.
They put him on a pedestal.
And that is, when you have somebody like that and something like this, if it comes out, this is already going to stain his name a little bit, even if it does come to pass that it isn't true.
Right.
It's worse. It's even worse if it is.
It'd be a lot worse.
It's terrible. I just hate that it's even being brought up.
Yeah.
But much like Dave Grohl, like, hey, look, he's owning it, and I commend that because I'm someone who's owned it. I've owned it. I've owned it to my kids. I've never tried to hide or lied from it. He owned it. He came out. He didn't hide from it. However, as much as I still love Dave Grohl. Hey, you know what? You're human like the rest of us.
Yep. That's what it is.
I know. You're human like the rest of us. But he was one of those rock musicians who is the epitome of the good guy, the idol. Your kids can listen to his music. And this is staining his image hugely with his fandom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
His fan base there's a big portion of them that are like me, who are like, hey, he's human like the rest of us, because a lot of the people who listen to the Foo Fighters are like that kind of people.
Right.
But there's just as many out there
Yeah.
who are nah.
Yeah.
We did lose someone else.
We did? Who did? Dikembe. We did lose Dikembe. I didn't know he had. Was it brain cancer? I didn't know he had.
some kind of cancer.
Yeah, I didn't know. I hate that.
Da.
Man, that was a great
Get
commercial.
outta here.
I know. I used to think I was freaking Dikembe when I was AAU and I was like 12 or 13. I think I was 13.
It's because you towered over all of the other 12 and 13 year olds.
Because the kids my age hadn't hit their growth spurt, and I done hit mine and stopped. So I was,
5.
yeah, exactly. I was so much taller, and I was just blocking shots left and right. And we could pick our own number, and they had our jerseys made, and I was 55, and I just thought I was Dikembe because I was swatting shots like nobody's business. I'm like, yes, it's easy. And then the next year, everybody hit their growth spurt, and I didn't hit another one, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Let me change my number. I'll be 21 instead of 55, but I digress. We're going to take another break. We come back. We're going to talk about Unstoppable Night of Hope. My beautiful fiancée, Megan Farrell, her event coming up next weekend.
You know what could stop it? Locking your keys in your car.
Lock your keys in the car. You gotta lock in. Go to that. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. That's Tooth. That's me, the Travis Reed. Excuse my voice. I've been a little off. I've been sick since, like, Saturday. I've been coughing. Still went to work every day, though. These colors don't run, baby.
Do we need to pump you full of fluids?
No, I'm good.
We've got something you can take topically, orally, or anally.
I'm good. Yeah, but so I've been working every day. These colors right here, they don't run. You hear me? Before I forget,
You're hurting. You're hurting.
I'm hurting, Linda. I did the whole little when he's talking about Randy Toonsmith, I did the whole little spiel today at work, and as I'm walking to the back, because a customer walked in and said something. So I just keep going, and I'm back there looking for a nut and bolt, and I'm still going at it, and the customer goes, God dang, he knows the whole movie. And I was like, yeah, kind of. And Denton's just dying laughing.
Don't let somebody come in and tombstone me, or dude, let somebody come in and Big Lebowski me.
Oh,
It's
on.
all over.
Oh, yeah, it's on.
Across this line, you do not.
That's right. 'Cause we, me and Denton will do that. We'll just start talking movie quotes, and Jeff's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. That's so dumb. But then,
I can't wait to work with you because I'll finally have somebody to do that with.
yeah, and then that's what Jeff said about the sports. He's like, thank God somebody out here actually watches sports. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And then I started talking about Van Halen. I was like, man, it's a bucket list. Never got to see him and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, Van Halen or Van Hagar. And I explained, Van Halen was probably a better show. Van Hagar, I think the music was better. Well, he's like, oh, finally somebody. And then you'll say something. He does a song quote. I'll finish it with another song quote or finish the song, whatever. So it's fun. So before we start talking about Megan's Unstoppable Day of Hope, during the day this year, I got to share this what my little buddy Cohen did night before last. So he come in, and Braylon had football practice, and Cohen come in and getting ready for bed and stuff, and he's like, hey, Travis. Or no, hey, Reed.
Hey, Reed.
So what's up, Noakes? Hey, you gonna see my fall collection? And I'm like, does this little dude got like a fall collection of clothes, or we got a clothing line going on? What's his fall collection?
Hey, Reed.
Hey,
You
Reed.
wanna see my fall collection?
Yeah. So he's got his like Under Armour basketball shorts on. They got pockets in them. So he sticks his hand in his pocket and he hands out a pile of leaves. And he keeps digging. It's like the clown car of shorts. I don't know. It just keeps doing it. And I was like, what are you doing? Megan comes there. She's like, oh, my God. So he laughs. I laugh. Everybody laughs. So he goes to bed, Megan puts his shorts in the washing machine, and I go to change them out later. And little did we both know, he had more leaves in the other pocket.
Well, I knew, sitting right here. I already done that. How did you not? Hey, go ahead and empty that other pocket.
He had a fall collection, is what he said.
Well, yeah.
What's up,
Reed?
Phil Noel? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Reed.
So Megan and her Unstoppable charitable organization that helps.
Stop.
I can't because it's unstoppable. Helps single working mothers, presents the Day of Hope Live performances from our good buddies on the show. Caleb Sanders going to be there. He's going to play that single mother song he played that made me cry. There will be food, silent auction, after party for VIP guests. That is October the 12th, next Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. And the tickets, just asking for a donation to the Unstoppable Mothers, Unstoppable Women, the Single Mothers Christmas Fund. Last year, Megan helped, I think it was 5, 6, 7 single mothers in Coffee County provide Christmas. We have more stuff to give out again this year. 100% of the money donated goes to single working mothers and to provide them Christmas. Because Megan, she's said it time and time again, when she was a single mother, she made $100 too much to qualify for assistance. And she was struggling. And we've both been there. My mother was single for a while. Your mother was single for a while. Making those and this was back when it wasn't as hard as it is now. You know what I mean? And we were still struggling. And this just takes that burden off of those single mothers to provide their children a good Christmas.
I eat at your granny's house sometimes, dude.
When
I was staying with my mom.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad would make sure I ate.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But there was
right.
times when I was staying with my mom by choice because I was close to y'all and I wanted to hang out.
Right.
I said, boy, it's a good thing Corn Dog's got some of them Corn Dogs hamburgers going down. You
Let's
know what
go.
I'm saying? I'm hungry.
Gussie one up for me.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
He throw down on them.
Hey,
Boys.
boy, he could.
Huh?
He could. Wonder if he still is.
Hey, Reed, check your text.
I'm going to. So, like I said, ticket price, just asking for a donation, whatever you think is appropriate for you, to the Unstoppable Women's Single Mother Christmas Fund. We already got some toys for this year, so a couple of baskets to give away. Just looking for donations so we can, or Megan can go. Look here, I'm trying to take credit for it. Megan can go Christmas shopping. We like to get it out, of course, before Christmas. Usually beginning in December, those ladies can have that and give it to her kids for Christmas. You can email the VIP tickets. You can email Megan at unstoppable.com. And the room they're having, I don't have the address in front of me at the moment, but the room is being 100% donated. So that's not costing her any money.
Awesome.
And this is going to be in downtown Nashville. It's on Demonbreun, but I don't know that. I don't have, like I said, don't have the address right here.
No, it's 123 Anywhere Street in the city. It's very open to your interpretation.
But that's great. She had someone donate that room because if you've ever booked an event in downtown Nashville, those rooms are not cheap. They are not cheap at all. Just for 3 hours, we couldn't afford it. There's no way. So that is Day of Hope, October 12th, 2024, 1 to 4 p.m. Email Megan at youareunstoppable.com for VIP tickets. For more information,
Let's email Megan at youareunstoppable. Don't get confused. Like email Megan at no, it's Megan at youareunstoppable.com.
after I said that, I was like, I should have said Megan again, but
Email Megan at Megan at. See, it's very confusing.
you don't know what to do.
So if you want to email this, you just send an email to the email address that is Megan at youareunstoppable.com.
There
And
you
that's
go.
youareunstoppable.com.
Like I said, our good buddy Caleb Sanders going to be playing. He's a talented individual. Funny dude, too. We had a good time with him in
It's
here.
funny. She never asked me to play.
She never does.
She never asked me to play.
I think she's
don't
home.
understand that.
Maybe she comes out
That's
here.
weird. And also, Brandon, listen, what you meant to say is your moms were always single but never lonely. You're proof. Swing. So, once again, you're a failure.
He's not a failure. I'm going to go ahead and plug this on the coattails of Unstoppable Day of Hope. Southern Rock Revival featuring Apache, Jericho, Tyler Powell, good buddy John Salloway, and the Beavers Brothers Band, November 15th at our friends the Hop Springs.
Did you say Apache Jericho?
Apache Jericho,
Do you know
baby.
how much I love those guys?
We're going to be there.
I love those guys, and they were really great guests, even though I wasn't here the last time. Like,
You had to go.
cool guys, man.
Oh, yeah.
I got to see them at the beginning,
You did.
and then I bounced out.
You did. I got to go. So, yep, guys, Unstoppable Day of Hope, Saturday, October 12th, 1 to 4 p.m. Y'all check it out. Get those tickets at Megan at youareunstoppable.com. Send her a message. Send me a message. Just got the address, 1033 Demumbrian Street. Demumbrian Street, Nashville, Tennessee. Look forward to seeing all you guys there. If you go to her Facebook page and click the Unstoppable Day of Hope, it'll go to the Eventbrite, and you will click on it and get tickets right there.
Just email Megan at youreunstoppable.com.
There.
Man, this is funny, man.
So y'all check that out. And she works her hind end off to do this. She makes $0 off of it, obviously, because it's a charity. $0. She just wants to help single working mothers like she was. Just Christmas time, man, it's hard. It is.
Everybody knows you're a butt man, man. So if she's working her tail off, man, that means a lot.
I'm gonna be mad.
Oh, well, you'll be all right, man, because it's for a good cause.
That's right. It is for a good cause, man. It's wonderful. Last year, the showing of love, we had Lewis Bryce play
Last
at the
year
brewery.
was an awesome. I was there. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I do.
We had a friend of the show, Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
She was also there. I revved my engine when I went by.
That's right. You did.
Remember that?
I do.
What's my guy's name? Oh, I just went blank. I like him a lot.
Jacob Melton.
Man, how'd you know who I was talking about?
That's your boy.
I love him. That's my boy.
90 proof and smooth, baby.
It was a good time last year. I think
It
this
was.
year will be equally, if not exponentially better.
I think so. We're expecting a good crowd there. Unstoppable Day of Hope. Once again, that is Saturday, October 12th, 1 to 4 at 1033 Demumbrian Street, Nashville, Tennessee. Be there.
Don't stop.
No, you can't because
It's
you're unstoppable.
unstoppable.
Unless you lock the keys in the car.
That'll put a halt to things pretty
It
quick.
will. So, like I said, go to her Facebook page, click on the Unstoppable Day of Hope, and there's where you can get your tickets right there. We appreciate any and all donations.
It's Megan at youareunstoppable.com.
That's right. So, y'all, let's fill this joint out. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hit it.
Hee. All right, guys, take another break. We come back. Got the Common John update. Boy, do we have a Common John update for y'all. If y'all have not seen on social media, it's going to be huge. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 354. That's Tooth. That's me, the Travis Reed. Skeleton crew tonight. We're just in here joeing. Just hanging out.
Perfect time of year for a skeleton crew. It's October.
It is.
Spooky month.
It's my birthday month.
I know you have a birthday.
That's right. I'll be 46. You know what else? You know what is next Sunday?
What?
October the 13th. That's going to be Granny Gran's birthday party.
I remember this. I
Sunday.
saw it.
Yeah. 90.
You know, I think I'm going to be there.
I hope so.
I know I'm going to be there.
She hopes so.
I'm going to be there.
She's looking forward to seeing the boys.
I can't wait.
So, yeah, man. Granny Gran turning 90.
What can I get Granny for her 90th?
Man, yeah, I don't know.
Somebody stick around 90 years, you know, what do you get them? They got everything.
They have to. And also, a little fun, it's a joint birthday party. My cousin Kay, who Granny Gran's also her grandmother, well, her grandmother on her dad's side turns 90 a day before Granny Gran does. So they're
That's
rough.
180 years combined of knowledge.
It's a lot of experience.
Shoot.
And it's cool, man. It's gonna be a good time, dude. I
It's
can't
gonna be
wait.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Man,
All right, guys. Now time for your Common John update of the week. If you've been paying attention to their social media or their website. First of all, let's get this out of the way. We got a costume contest in the Haunted Hops Marathon, October 26th. Bring your costumes. You better go all out. Don't buy it. If you got to buy it, add something to it. Make it. Prestige Worldwide, their representatives, Lil Nagadula and Ice Carney, are going to be there spinning some tunes. It's going to be a fantastic evening. Now, the big news, Common John has now expanded. They are opening up in spring of 2025 in Pulaski, Tennessee.
Yeehaw!
They just delivered the beer fermenters today or yesterday. I saw it on the socials. That is huge. I mean, gigantic. That these bearded fellas just hanging out, brewing beer in the garage, start up a beer company, a little brewery.
Just chilling, man.
Thing has taken off like a rocket ship.
They just hanging around the Keyser, man.
That's exactly right. And it's a fun time hanging around that Keyser. Now they're opening, they're expanding down to
Can you believe
Pulaski.
that? It's the second brewery.
When I read it, I was like, all right, this ain't April Fool's. What's going on here? Happy for them. 100%. Congratulations. Can't wait to get down there next spring. Check that bad boy out.
Man, I'll make a trip to Pulaski.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I might stay the night, man. Sleep in the back of my truck or something.
Yeah, you can. That Danger Ranger.
I might put one of them tents on the Danger Ranger. Wouldn't that be something?
I think we got a pretty good relationship with the owners and staff at Common John Brewing Company. Even with the one in Pulaski, I think they might let us sleep inside the building.
I mean, that'd be cool. But if I had one of them tents, it'd be cool too.
Because hey, McCarthy's got one. Just steal his.
I ain't gonna steal it, man. I'm gonna get my own. Fabricate it to the Danger Ranger.
You ain't gonna do
I'll
that.
do it, man.
I bet you will.
I will.
Yeah, man. So
I'm made out of money. I just love throwing it away.
You are, ain't you?
Oh, there's nothing like throwing it away.
Oh, man. So, man, huge congratulations from us, all of us here at the Everyday Joe Show, to Common John Brewing Company expanding to Pulaski, Tennessee. That is gigantic. Happy, and I'm glad more people are getting to experience the beer that is Common John.
I'm glad more people are getting to experience the experience that is Common John. Let's talk about that for just a minute. I want to for real focus on that.
Let's.
Look, man, for real, think about this in the history of our coming up.
Mm-hmm.
This craft brew thing, it's new. In the scheme of the time we have been on Earth, Travis, you and I. I'm telling you that in our past, when some place came to town that served beer, it was a bar. And Common John's not a bar.
Mm-mm.
And that's what I'm trying to get across. Common John is an experience. And it's an experience of friendship, fellowship, laughter. Dude, all the emotions have been shared at Common John. Engagements, sadness, happiness, joys.
Weddings.
Losses, just everything that you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying about the place. Is it in itself is an experience. You don't have to like beer. How much, no offense to Common John, I think they have great beer. I promote their beer. How much beer have I drank?
Not a lot.
I mean, and if anything, I've tasted a couple in the little glass, in the little cups.
Well, yeah.
But if I have a beer there, it's a straight and narrow. It's a tooth.
It's a tooth.
That's all I ever drank. I'm not going outside the box a whole lot there on anywhere on beer.
Right.
If I'm drinking bourbon typically.
Yeah, you're a bourbon guy.
That's my choice. It's always been that way for the longest time, so that's not new. Back to this point. Hey, guys, I told somebody just yesterday, hey, look, it doesn't matter if you drink, if you don't drink. There's a great environment here. They do live music during the summers, and when the weather's great, they have comedy shows. They have events during the week to keep you engaged like Singo. This is an environment. They are creating a safe place to hang out and enjoy camaraderie with like-minded people. And I think that's a big deal. I would like to say, in all of my experience, there's only been one scuffle, and it's been not. There's been no physical, real. Just a little. You could tell there was some anger, and people left.
Yep, that was it.
And one time, in how many years now?
What have been before?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I tell this story often. Singo been going on for, I don't know, 6 months, and I had the privilege to host it most of the time during that.
I have to do it a couple times.
I miss it. I'm gonna
wanna
I
get
can
back-
go back and do it now.
I can get back into it pretty soon too.
Yeah, we can. You do one round, I do the other. But there was a group of folks, Archie Slater being one of them, there were about 10 of them, and they would all get them a table, and get them their single cards and their crayons. Nobody at that table drank. Nobody. They all had tea or soft drinks. Not one beer on this table of at least 10 folks. And they had the absolute best time. And they still go. I still see them.
Family-friendly
Yep.
environment. There's no smoking inside the building.
Nope.
There's a smoking, it's not no smoking on the premises, but you've got to go somewhere special to go smoke. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You're not having to worry about having clouds of cigarette smoke surrounding you. There's a wonderful outdoor area. There's picnic tables. There's umbrellas. There's a wonderful indoor area. They have games. They have cornholes. They have little board games and children's games and things to keep the kids occupied. When I say family friendly, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people with pets and kids as pets, and pets as kids. It's all the time.
Yep.
All the time. A great Sunday after they're doing breakfast, they're doing lunch, they're doing. This location in Manchester has a cool guy who has a food truck on premises.
It's right there.
Press Box 11. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they have a really good thing going. So I just keep trying to. I really want to get over the fact that it's not a bar.
Mm-mm.
It's not an old style. I'm gonna go have a few beers and go to the pub and go to the bar. And no, this is an establishment that is 100% family oriented. It just so happens they have beer on the menu, much like Pizza Hut did when we were kids.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like most people there. Now, don't get me wrong. I've gotten a little boogered up there. A lot of people have. But for the most part,
I've gotten boogered up there, bro.
But for the most part, you can go there on a Saturday evening, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. There's people actively drinking beer. But very rarely will you see one that somebody's just being belligerent or being stupid.
Do you know the only person I think I've ever seen truly drunk?
Eli,
How did you know?
because I was there.
On multiple occasions.
Yes.
I mean that with my whole heart.
Yeah, oh,
I've
absolutely.
only seen Eli sloppy drunk
Yeah. Oh,
at
yeah.
Common John.
Yeah.
And typically he was already on his way before he showed up.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't get drunk at Common John. He got drunk at Common John.
He pre-gamed. Yeah, exactly.
He'd been 9-holing or 18-holing and showed up and he'd already had a good one.
Look here. How John Boy Richardson chimed in. Stop in at Bosky's West in Lewisburg, Saddle Creek Golf Course. Can't see because my cord.
And eat on your way to CJ. So proud of the Hags.
There you go.
I'm
Right.
down.
I mean, you got to pass it to get there. So stop it. Just stop there.
Stop.
Yeah, stop. Because
It's not an unstoppable situation. You can stop here.
you can. You can stop there.
See
And I'm
what
going
I
to tell you
did?
what, if you never ate Bosky's down here,
I like it.
whew, you missing that, Bubba. We went.
Let me tell you how good Bosky's here is.
Let's talk to him about
I got a DUI one night after leaving there. That's how good it is. It was that good.
it. It was that good.
Only DUI I've ever had in my life. Got it after leaving Bosky's. They didn't overserve me. It was my fault. I
Right.
got the DUI well after being home.
Right.
Just for the record, I didn't get a DUI leaving Bosky's.
You're right.
I went home, stayed home for a while, and went back to Waffle House and got a DUI. But Bosky's was phenomenal. They have a buffalo chicken wrap that I used to just want to smack my mom in the mouth, and the Michelle's chicken.
I don't know who Michelle is, but,
But I'll
she makes some
smack
good
her in
chicken.
the mouth because that chicken's delicious.
Yeah.
Makes you want to kiss the cook.
We went that's probably about 2 weeks ago, and I got a ribeye, and I got the sautéed mushrooms. Son of a gun. And I think I got a baked potato as well. There was absolutely nothing left on my plate. I ate every bit of it.
Clean Plate Club.
Oh yeah, I had sparks flying off that fork, kind of like you
when
did.
I was at the Waffle House.
There down there in Chattanooga.
God
yeah.
darn, I was throwing to it.
Yeah, but yeah, if you got to pass Bosky's West in Lewisburg, Saddle Creek Golf Course, on the way down to Pulaski, just stop there. Stop there, get you belly full before you get down there. Hey, John, question: are y'all gonna have be able to have CJ beer down there? I'm sure we're working
Your
on it,
lights
but
on.
just a question, just kind of hit me. So yeah, man, super proud of the Haggards. That is amazing. And if you noticed, we've talked about it before on the show, probably ad nauseum, but the people around here that have done stuff, you think about, Common John, absolutely fantastic. You think about
Travis Reed, Press Box 11.
sure.
I mean, it's really great.
Oh, thank you. You talk about John Richardson, talking about having Boskies, and then Boskies and Boskies West and Lewisburg. All this is coming out of this little bitty town. You think of all the singer songwriters we've come out in this little bitty town. Now we got Tanner Frick on The Voice.
Man.
We'll have to just talk about that later. Where we got a whole segment. We're up against a break right now, but that's huge.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yes, sir. But all that talent coming out of this little bitty town, and when we were 20, 21, like, this town sucks. Blah, 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 blah. And now we get older, we're like, no, it actually don't. It's not bad. And there's a lot more stuff to do here now. A lot more places to eat. Not just fast food joints either.
Man, there's some good spots, man.
There's some good spots right around in here. That's what I'm talking about.
Man.
Huh?
That's the truth, man.
That's right. All right, guys, we'll take another break.
Legal's watching.
Legal. She is watching. She's probably watching us.
That's who else would she be watching? We're the only ones here.
You're right. We are. You're wise beyond your years.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 354. That's Tooth. That's me, the Travis Reed. My beautiful fiance is walking out of the room. Now time for Lunchtime Theater. Tooth, what have you been watching? Talk to me.
Listen, man, I know I've watched stuff this week.
Mm-hmm.
I did not watch the vice presidential debate. I missed that. I fell asleep before it even started. Monday, let me talk about Lunchtime Theater. Can I just talk about Lunchtime Theater for a minute?
Talk to me.
Because I don't have something great. What I do have, Travis, is a Travis talk. I got Travis rant. I'm gonna rant, but it's related to Lunchtime Theater.
Let's go. Come on.
Monday night.
Hop on.
At 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to be able to watch the Voice, and I've never been a Voice guy, but because of what we've got to talk about, Tanner Frick, because I have a little small historical. Tried to get him on the show. Tried to, promote him and support him and tell him that he needed to do music because I met him for an hour at Dr. Detail when I worked there.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward, I find out, and I'm like, oh, no, this is that kid I met. And I try to get on the show. Oh, my God, I love this kid. Let me watch him. 7 o'clock rolls around, and what has happened? But here where we live, the Voice is not on the television. Instead, there's a foosball game, boys. God darn it, Travis Reed, if you don't stop. There's a foosball game on, Travis. I'm hot about it. And I'm thinking, well, this is weird. Why the Titans usually play on Channel 2. And I know this because when Verbal was there, he had a whole show one night a week.
He did.
But because of whatever goes on with Monday Night Football, and there being 2 games now.
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't like it.
ABC did the Monday Night Football that was the Dolphins and the
Titans.
No, the other one. Sorry. What was the other game?
Seattle and...
That's the game they aired. I was like, well, that's weird. It's not the Titans. They're not airing the Titans game. But who did? NBC. You know what they were supposed to be airing? The Voice. Why, where we live, was NBC airing the Titans game that was also being aired on ESPN. I found out that ESPN and NBC are somehow, one owns the other, or I don't
ABC
know.
and ESPN.
See, then this makes no sense whatsoever.
Folks.
This makes no sense, but I'm telling you, my Lunchtime Theater is ruined because I wanted to talk about watching The Voice this week, and I'm gonna, but I'm mad about the fact that I didn't get to watch it when I was supposed to. Go ahead.
He was so mad. He called me at work the next day and was livid. I mean, livid. You was hot.
I'm mad thinking about
You're
it now.
still mad. Your face and your head is red.
Why did they do that to me, number one? And then what kills me about that is it's not my choice, but now I'm in an area that didn't get to see what other people got to see, other people that know him or that know about him. So then what do I see before I go to bed? I see the results. I don't see the performance, but somebody post what happened. You know, they talk about how many chairs turn or if chairs turn.
How many do you get?
4. All 4. He got all 4.
That's pretty impressive.
So I see that Monday night before I go to bed, livid. So first thing Tuesday morning, dialed it up on the old telephono and watched the old Hulu and watched from the night before and was like, oh. And I fast forward. Look, dude, I'm telling the truth. I just wanted to see my man's performance. So I fast forwarded all the way till it was him. Watched everything about him. Watched his performance. Watched the 4 chairs turn. Knew from the get-go. Knew he was going to pick Reba unless she didn't turn her chair. Knew it was happening.
Right.
Knew it was happening. And it did. I didn't know that because that had not been ruined for me, but I just knew it was going to happen.
Right.
All that had been ruined for me was it was a 4-chair turn. That's what had been ruined for me the night before. But watched it, loved it, got chills, showed some people at work, just loved it. And like I said, I don't know the guy like I know you,
Right.
but I know the guy like I spent 25, 35 minutes with him. He was hanging out. It might have been an hour. Him and he was hanging out at Dr. Details, and it was a cool situation.
That's a cool
We
situation.
talked about music. He showed me some videos or recordings of a couple things he'd done. His girl was with him. She was pushing him a lot to let me hear it.
Right.
I was talking about the show and getting him on the show. You know, he was talking at the time like he didn't really have time to be out playing. And then I see this episode of The Voice and get to see that got to change for him. And it's just great. I hope he goes somewhere. I hope he's enjoying the ride right now.
Yeah. I hope it comes here.
I mean, he's enjoying the ride right now. Just that's the way it is. But that is my little rant, and that is my music, or that is my lunchtime theater, really, because I haven't really watched anything else this week outside of the Bill Gates documentaries.
I still ain't got to watch those yet, but I did finish Mr. McMahon. A lot of stuff I knew, some of the stuff, like I said last week, some of the stuff I didn't know. It's good, it's worth a watch. If you're a pretty big wrestling fan, you'll know most of it. If you're just a casual wrestling fan, probably more interesting. But it was good. I got a question before we go to music of the week. Tooth, have you ever watched so many shows and so many different shows at the same time that you forget what you watch?
Yes.
I do that. I noticed myself doing that the other day. I'm like, oh no, man, that looks good. Oh, I've watched it. I'm like,
You don't know this story?
talk to me.
My wife would tell it better, and so would Bradley. God, I wish Bradley was here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the movie Bullet Train? It
Yeah.
has Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
amongst others.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about it is the Thomas the tank engine.
Yeah, Thomas Train.
Thomas the Train.
Mhm.
There's a whole metaphor, and the guy uses Thomas as how he goes through life.
Right.
You know, he'll tell people that they're Thomases, and some people are whatever the other train's names are.
Right.
Percy's, and he's a Percy, and that's how he goes through life, right? That movie, as you can see me telling you now, I obviously remember things about that movie. Okay?
Pterodactyl in here.
Bradley comes to the house because Bradley and I, that's one of the things we like to share is movie nights,
Right.
you know, and we don't get to do them very, very often, but when we do them, they're usually fun. And before my CPAP, I would always fall asleep, but I'd usually fight it off enough to make most of the movie. But this particular night, he comes over, and if I'm not mistaken, I fell asleep at some point during the movie and didn't really see the whole movie, but I saw the movie. I don't know how it was like not very, very far in the future from that point,
Right.
but Kim can tell you better. I wanted to watch the movie again, but not remembered that I had watched it at all. I said, "Oh yeah, Bullet Train's out. Remember, I've been wanting to see that." And she said, "Baby, you watched that with Bradley." Yeah.
Oh,
So
my
yeah, that happens to me all the time.
Okay,
bro.
I don't feel
Like
so bad.
right now, I know that
Good.
there is something I've watched this week that I
Mm.
wanted to talk to you about,
Yeah,
and when you brought it up, I've lost.
yeah. I'm the same. It baffles me sometimes. 'Cause I won't, because there's certain movies that or shows or movies that I'll watch. You know, some stuff I watch alone because the kid's not here.
Well, yeah, and you're not supposed to watch that stuff.
Right, and the cussing and stuff. And I want to call you out if you cuss.
Yeah, you can't have it.
No.
Read.
Read. And so I'm like, okay, if it's got like a subject matter that's kind of risky, I'm like, now I can watch it later in a bit. So I'll start watching something else. Then I got 2 shows going on. Then I forget which show I was watching. Then 2 months later, oh, God, I got to finish that show. And then I got to watch half of it again to get back to the same point. And I just make sure I wasn't the only one that did that.
Nope, you're not.
Okay.
The Old Man. The Old
Right.
Man.
Yes.
I really enjoyed the first season. That being said, not too far back before this new season started, and I mean maybe 2 weeks before, they had started showing commercials saying, "Hey, this is coming."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Kim, I really need to go back and make sure, like, where did I finish at?" So I go back and I start over The Old Man from episode 1,
Oh, okay.
and I get through so many minutes, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." And I go to episode 2, and I'd watch so long. Okay, I remember, and then I'd watch the recap on the next one. Okay, I didn't rewatch the whole thing, but I rewatched the whole
You got
thing,
Cliff's notes.
basically.
Yeah.
But I got so far and it was like, okay, I don't really remember what's going on. Somewhere around episode 5 or so.
Right.
And so I finished out, but now I haven't watched any of the new season yet.
I gotta start that for sure.
And it's because I don't think I can do it and wait on it. I need to wait till they finish it so I can just watch it all.
A lot of people are like that. I like that. I like the binge watch.
I can do it with some shows. Like, for instance, I really like this show, High Potential. I really love Will Trent. It is coming back for season 3. Spoiler, there's going to be 18 episodes this season instead of just 10 like the previous seasons, or 8, whatever.
They ordered more.
So look, I love the show. That's something that's like, okay, I'm invested in it, and gives me something to look forward to on those nights of the week, after work, after dinner, whatever, after my project of the night, whatever. I can't do that with every show I get into. Some
Right.
shows are shows like we're discussing with The Old Man, and shows like we're discussing with like The Night Agent. Those seasons, they're a story.
Mm.
Shows like Will Trent, they may throw something in each little episode that ties in at the end,
Right.
but it's not.
They're not
You can miss an episode and watch the next one, and really what it's
right.
about is going to be
it's
a new
an
case.
it's an episodic show as opposed to like a movie that's a show.
Yeah, exactly. And like I
Yeah.
said, don't get me wrong. You know, if you don't watch it all, you don't know everything about the love history between Will and Angie or whatever.
Right.
But that's really the show's what it's really about is the solving of the cases and how he does that, and that's what it's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You'd be
shows like that, I'm fine with waiting. Shows where it's like this, I need to know what happens. I need to know if he saves the president.
Yeah.
That I got to binge watch.
That's pretty important. All right. So we know Tooth is mad. He's mad at football.
Yeah, I was trying to get some music.
Yeah. You slacking on me here,
No,
baby?
I got one.
You got one?
What did I use last week?
I can't read my own right. Roll Otis.
Shoot, that's what I was going to use this week.
Oyster in My Pocket. That's a good song.
It's a good song. Oysters in my pocket.
I went and listened to it the next day on the way to work. That's a good song right there. Which most of the songs you pick, I go back and listen to. I'm like, I would have never, just by the title or the genre, I would have never listened to that song. And then I listen to it, and I'm like, man, that's a pretty daggum good song.
Thank you.
Yeah, so.
That
Kudos.
one is good. It's catchy. It's upbeat. I do have one this week when it's my turn.
Talk to me.
So
Do it.
this is from Craig Majors.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
Yeah,
He's
that
a good
guy.
friend of ours.
Yeah, I know
I
him.
love him.
Oh, yeah.
Been talking to him a little on the Facebook, on the messengers
Yeah.
here lately. And he sent me this a little while back, a couple weeks ago, a week ago, whatever, a few weeks ago, because it's down here on the list. It's called Buttons. Buttons. And it's by The Weeks. And when he sent it to me, I listened to it, and I've listened to The Weeks before.
Yeah.
Number two, I listened to it and thought, not only have I heard The Weeks before, but this doesn't sound like the same Weeks that I have heard.
Right.
And number three, I texted him back immediately. I was like, hey, Dick, this sounds like old Kings of Leon. It really, really reminds me of some old Cole. And he was like, that's exactly what I told Annie was old Kings of Leon. And I said, we're on the same wavelength.
Like little Molly's Chamber.
Maybe even older than that.
Oh,
but
wow.
yes, definitely. Had the old sound to it. And it's a really good tune. It's called Buttons. It's by the Weeks. I have already added it to Toothpicks.
You didn't.
Yeah, and guess how many songs?
302.
No.
No? How many?
293, but you were really close.
Ah, man.
We have 293 Toothpicks.
That's a lot.
And we are at 353 episode-wise.
350. This is 354.
This is 354. So that just lets you know.
And we didn't start Toothpicks until.
That's what I was going to say. That lets you know how many episodes we did before we started Toothpicks.
Yeah.
Yes, there have been a few weeks in the last 293 that there have been a missed song. A few, but not many.
I'd say single digits.
I would say single digits.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of gives you an idea of how early on Toothpicks did start based on how early on the show started. And 293 songs in, several hours of good music. Oftentimes you won't have to skip a song. There's a lot of people that say, wow, this really is crowd pleasing.
Yeah.
I tried to cover that. You can find this list. You can go to our webpage if you want, www.everydayjoeshow.com. If you go there, there's a link to Toothpicks. You just click the link. It takes you right to Spotify.
Straight to it.
Takes you right to Toothpicks. If you like Toothpicks and you just hit the button, every Thursday I add a song.
Boom.
It's there usually before I've announced it. You get the song when it's added.
Every time.
So each week that list grows. And I've got several likes on that list. It's a good list.
This is a good list.
Check it out.
It's a fantastic list. That's what it
Travis.
is. Good stuff, Tooth. Appreciate you, man. Sorry you're still mad.
I'm okay. I'm over it.
I hate that. And when I say he called me at work, livid, he was livid. And he wanted to know right then and there why this happened. Travis, explain to me why these two channels. And I didn't know because I was just watching the one game. And then I flipped it over to watch the second game, but I didn't know what was happening.
Right.
I didn't know it did all that to the voice and ruined his night. Ruined it.
Killed it.
God bless you. Were so mad. All right, guys, taking a break. We come back. We got a little bit of Travis talk. A little bit later, we're going to find out what we've learned. Well, he's fired up,
Okay,
man.
I'm over it.
Oh, he's fine. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 354. That's Tooth. That's me, the Travis Reed. Now time for Travis Talk. I'm going to highlight two folks, or two groups of folks. First of all, and I talked about both of these earlier, but I want to reiterate them once again. The Haggards, the whole Common John family, for having the cojones to start this home brewery, this huge undertaking of opening up a brewery and making it as bad as it is. It is the place to be. There are, and I know I talked about this. There was one Saturday where there was something going on, and I would have to say 75 to 80% of my customers that day, of my food truck that's parked at Common John Brewer Company, Press Box 11, 75 to 80% of those people were not from Manchester. And they didn't stop in and just have a beer. They had the kids playing outside. They were getting pizzas. They were getting beers. They were getting pretzels. They stayed there for a hot minute. And no joke, they stayed there for about 2 hours. And I was covered up that day. These people traveled from Chattanooga. They traveled from Smithville. They traveled from Nashville just to come to Common John Brewing Company, spend the afternoon to be with them.
They made a pilgrimage.
They made a pilgrimage
to hang out at CJ's.
That
says it all. Like I said earlier.
And now, because they've been so successful, run a great business, produce great beer, great food, great staff, they're able to expand down into Pulaski. Kudos to them. Could not be happier. great job to everybody who's had anything to do with Common John Brewing Company, friends, family, patrons, all of them, staff, especially the staff is top notch, man.
Unpaid sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Paid sponsors.
That's right. People who like to drink their beer. I go in like two of those categories. Me. Ewans. Another one, I talk about her often, but my fiance, Megan Farrell, and her Unstoppable Day of Hope, which is going to be October 12th in Nashville, 1033 Demonbreun Street, 1 to 4 p.m. This cough, man. I'm telling you. Her getting the artist to play, all the donations she's got, she doesn't make a dollar. She does this to make a difference. She does this to help single working mothers. It's not just single people not doing that. They're single mothers not doing that. This is single working mothers trying to make their ends meet, trying to provide a good Christmas for their children. This is why she does this, because she's been there, she's done it, she's seen it, she's had friends do it, she's had family members do it. She wants to make a difference and let those single working mothers know, hey, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes you just need a little kickstart, a little bit of help. Everybody needs help, okay? Everybody. And you never know. Like, I've shared this story. There was a lady that come in. They had their the Women's Day Out when they come in, and they give them clothes. They got a photographer there, headshots for resume, like doing interviews, mock interviews. And this lady come in, got an outfit, was just embarrassed. There's no cameras. Nobody knows you're there. Completely embarrassed. They finally got her to calm down. It's fine. Got her a nice suit. Went the next day, got her job. And then she ended up being like the manager of like a rental car company in Murfreesboro.
Awesome.
Within like a pretty quick turnaround on that. Which,
that's awesome.
That's why she does it. She just makes a difference in one single working mother's life. Megan's like, hey, thank goodness. And they had way more people, but that's that lady reached back out to them and said, hey, thank you guys. I got to do this, and this, and now I got this job. And then she reached back out and was like, hey, now I am the manager of this location.
At some point, I would almost guarantee that she's going to be in a position that she gets to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this experience, you pay it forward.
Mm-hmm.
People look at a lot of that as immediate and not the long term. And this is one of those situations where it starts with getting the job, and then she's reached out and things are getting better, and she's gotten promotions or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a point in this woman's life, more than likely, where she starts that same, whether it's sponsoring groups like Megan's or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree 110%.
And I bet you she's shared the story. And
so
she's already
made a difference.
By sharing the story.
Yep. I would agree 100%, sir. So it's a great cause. Get your tickets just by donating. That's all you got to do. Come up there, hang out with us Saturday, October 12th, 1033 Demonbreun Street, Nashville, Tennessee. Saturday, October 12th, 1 to 4 p.m. It's going to be fun. I can't wait.
Me too.
I am excited.
Let's not wait. Let's do it.
That's right. So kudos to the Haggards. Kudos to my beautiful fiance, Miss Megan Farrell. Gonna be a wonderful time. Also, this Saturday night at the racetrack, this Fairground Speedway, Quinn's racing that Unstoppable truck. They got another sponsor for the hood, but Megan's Unstoppable still on the tailgate and the bedsides.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's racing there Saturday night. I believe we're going to try to make an appearance that morning during practice and qualifying and go talk to her.
I wish I knew things like this a little sooner, because I'm going to Tunica.
All right, you gonna gamble?
I don't like to call it gambling. I like to call it the price of fun.
Price of fun.
It's just the price of fun.
I like having fun.
It's enjoyable.
Good, man. That'd be a good time.
It's like a little celebration for the anniversary.
Celebration. It was yesterday. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, that's single-handedly best wedding I've ever been to.
I appreciate that. I've heard a lot of stories about that wedding.
Man, that was a good time.
It really was a good wedding.
Whew. I tell about that fireball all the time.
I was telling that fireball story recently,
Like, man,
actually.
we all washed our britches, and we each had like a one shot of fireball left.
No kidding, dude. There was party buckets galore.
We figured it was 90-something shot.
Oh, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think we got up to 108 or 128.
Did we?
It was a lot.
It was. I know when we left, I was ready. I was hopping, ready to go somewhere else. And I went home to change. I was like, I'm gonna go right there in that bed. That was a good time.
I got
And
drunk.
I also, oh man, I don't know anybody that didn't. I also tell people this, that if you're ever at a wedding or a party, and usually starts out kind of slow, where guys and gals aren't dancing much and just kind of hanging out. The best song to play to get guys out on the dance floor is Shania Twain's "Man, I Feel Like a Woman." That song set the night off because they played a couple, and everybody's kind of like, just him hawing around. And baby, when they started playing Shania,
I slid out on the floor.
son, I looked at Hatfield. Hatfield looked at me and just kind of, like, yeah, it's on now, and off we went.
'Cause, man, I feel like a woman.
It was a good time. All right, guys, take another break. We come back. We're going to make up some stuff like we always do in the next to last segment because that's what we do. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck.
I gotta pee, man.
All right, guys, welcome back to Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 354. That's Tooth. That's me, the Travis Reed. So we kind of had an event over here in the southeast and East Tennessee, Western North Carolina over the weekend. Terrible, tragic event with the hurricane. Both of our daughters live in East Tennessee. His lives in Knoxville, going to UT Knoxville. Mine lives in Johnson City, going to ETSU. Luckily, they're both okay. Everything's good. I was kind of concerned with Hope. She was closer to North Carolina, but she said she just got a little wind. She was out driving around trying to find a restaurant that was open to get her some chicken nuggies, and so there's a lot of not trees in a row, but a lot of sticks, branches, stuff like that. She said, but it was
Looking for the macaroni and cheese and the chicken strips.
yeah, that's what she wanted, the chicken strips. But yeah, I was prepared to jump in the old Jeep and go over there, park my Jeep somewhere, and then hike to her if she needed me. I was ready to go. I have a lot of family in Greenville, Tennessee. It's probably halfway between like Gatlinburg and Johnson City. They're all okay. So the Biltmore got hit a little bit. I have a cousin that works there. She's okay.
Got hit. The Biltmore Village got hit a lot of it.
Yeah, it did. A lot of people got hit, and it's tragic. Some of the stories you hear, and it seems like we're not getting a lot of national attention. Some people are saying they're not getting any money. They are getting money. Just be wary of who's saying it, who's posting it. Not all what people post is true. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying just be leery. Do your facts or check your facts. Do your research. Make sure it's true before you want to go hurt somebody. or say things. But a lot of families displaced right now, lost everything. Some towns are gone. So if you want to help, I know our sheriff here in Coffee County, Chad Parton, and a lot of those guys put together a tractor trailer relief, filling full of water, stuff like that, because a lot of those places don't have running water, as you've seen on the news and Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. So just go donate some water. And there's a lot of people over there. Greg Biffle, former NASCAR Cup driver, one of the 75 greatest drivers, he's flying his personal helicopter to take folks supplies. And the reason why, and then Joe Gibbs loaned his helicopter, and Rick Hendrick. And the reason I'm saying that because it's in North Carolina, and that's where most of the NASCAR teams are based out of. I think a couple of them send their car haulers over there full of supplies, water, and whatnot, to help those in need. And also, apparently, Elon Musk handed out a metric ton of Starlink, the Wi-Fi things. He handed those out because first responders, the towers were down. They couldn't talk to each other. And so he sent a bunch and said, during this time, it's all going to be free. He just gave them to them and said, the service for you guys during this cleanup, I can't remember what the time frame was, but it's free. And that's what you do when you have something like this in our country, is you help them.
Especially when you have the means to do so.
Yes.
And that's, I don't care what anybody has to say about that dude. I don't know much about him. He is a strange bird, but he's stepping up in the right times, doing the right things.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
At least this is an example of such.
Yep.
He has the means with that, especially to assist. That's what he's doing. That's good on him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he
and
could,
all of those who have stepped up.
Yeah, and he could have said, "Hey, give me $100 a piece for these, $200, whatever, and I'll lease them to you at a discounted rate." But no, he just said, "Here, use them. It's free." That's huge. And you take, I don't know. I've seen a bunch of my friends on Facebook. Some of them posted, some of them didn't. But I know they went and dropped off cases and cases of water to be taken over there to Western North Carolina. That's huge, guys. I mean, even if it's just a $10 worth of cases of water, dude, that's, you never know what difference that'll make. And there's a lot of people over there. They got it rough right now. Farmers do. There's, you hear stories about farmers going to their barns and all their livestock is gone. You hate that, not to mention families and kids and houses, trailers, cars, towns. It's terrible. I'm glad we're safe here. Our daughters are safe. But prayers, thoughts, good juju, good mojo out to those people. Doing the relief efforts. Yeah, Jimmy Newton just chimed in on Facebook Live. Cleves McFarland used his personal chopper to take supplies in as well. I did see that on Twitter. And that's the thing. You got these guys, and let me tell you something. Helicopter fuel ain't cheap, baby. I don't know what it is per gallon, but it's probably way more than what we pay to put in our cars.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Talk to me.
They don't even talk about it in gallons. They talk about it in pounds. Let's put it that way. They don't talk about gallons of fuel in planes and aircraft and helicopters. They talk about the pounds of fuel in helicopters and planes.
So it's their own expense. They're helping their fellow man. That's what America's about. That's what you do. And kudos to those people helping. Like I said, sending positive thoughts, prayers, mojo, juju, whatever you do. Send it to those folks in Western North Carolina, East Tennessee. And also the first responders, the linemen going out there to restore power. All the cleanup. You see the videos of all the dump trucks just in a line going up there. And the Department of Transportation workers that are having to fix all these roads. Some of the interstates just washed out, just gone. They got a daunting task ahead of them. So Godspeed. So continued thoughts and prayers for all those folks involved and affected. All right, we're going to take one more break of the evening, and we'll find out what we have learned. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 354. That's Tooth. That's me, the Travis Reed. You're that brother. You showed the white. What are you doing, son?
Dwight.
Yeah, that's his name. Eli named him. I know.
That's their name.
He does have a name. I'm gonna throw that voice out when those Sue Dillon's here next week. Don't forget, guys, next week right here, Studio 11, Sue Dillon of TikTok fame gonna be here. We're gonna do some prank calls. I hope she prank calls. She got to get Kim. Yeah. Hey, honey. It's Sue Dillon. It's Sue Dillon. I'm a lot lizard. I cannot wait, dude. And coming soon, guys, we also have Hannah Dasher coming out hanging with us. We got to lock that date down.
Kim cannot wait for
That's
that.
going to be great.
She is like, I'm going to sleep. She's going to sleep outside.
Waiting in line.
like the night before tickets go on sale.
Exactly. Oh, man. Oh. Man, good show tonight, Tooth. Just off the cuff, we had a little late start for us. We both got to get up very early.
Y'all should see Travis, boy. He was wound up,
Man.
son, huh?
Wound up, tired in this shirt. Boy, I'm telling you what, I got this shirt because it's a Highwayman shirt, and I haven't seen any. But I'll tell you what, I am giving this shirt about all it wants right now. It's about ready to pop. Either I got to lose weight or this shirt shrunk.
I think you look perfect.
Oh, it's bad.
I think that it has absolutely put the Highwaymen right where they need to be.
Right there.
Abreast.
Abreast. Yes. Yes.
I'm so good.
You are. You know that? Oh, man. And I was telling somebody at work, somebody watching the show, I said, if you like puns, then for 2 hours, we're your show. Man. All right, Tooth, what'd you learn this evening, buddy?
I learned a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But most importantly, what I learned is that it doesn't matter how many channels you have. 2 of them are going to play the same football game at some point in time. For no apparent reason whatsoever. It's the same game. And what really kills me is 2 days later, they're going to play the same game that was 2 days ago as a replayed game to fill some space on a channel that's dedicated to games. That's what I learned.
He's
and
mad.
I think it's horse manure.
I think it's 2 Monday night games. Man, maybe if they open the season, but that's it. Stop. Knock it off. We don't need
It's
that.
fine to have 2 games every week, but dang, you ain't got to have 2 games every week, plus have one of those games aired on 2 different channels at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I feel you,
We've
baby.
got game 1 and game 2, and then game 2 again at the same time on a different channel.
I feel you, baby. I'm with you.
Who is in charge here?
We need to find out. We'll write
Don't
letters.
let me know. Don't let me have his address, because I will send him some letters, all capitals,
Daggum.
strongly worded.
Woo! Talk to him. Yeah, let's do it.
I'll be talking.
We'll be talking.
It'll be like Sam Kinison writing to you.
Ah!
You're reading it aloud. You'll be trying to read it silently, and it'll be so loud that the glass in your room is shattering.
What's this guy hollering at me?
He's so loud.
Oh, my God.
Chill out.
He's hollering.
I just want to add, for no apparent reason, I had 2 comments on my tattoo today.
All right.
On my Salvador Dali tattoo, The Persistence of Memory.
Yeah.
2 separate comments. I once was at my store where I was working by a customer, and once was at a gas station where I was procuring some petrol.
Oh, petrol.
And I just think it's really neat when people notice and know what it is.
Right. That is.
It's really cool.
Makes you feel good.
Makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
What'd you learn tonight, Travis?
Man, I tell you what, I learned that we live in an awesome place. We got some great people around here. Also learned that now I could drive to Pulaski, going out with Common Johns. I learned that October the 12th, 1 to 4 p.m. Unstoppable.
You can't stop.
Unstoppable Day of Hope. 1033 Demumbrium Street. Get tickets at Megan at youareunstoppable.com. Just asking for donations. We got to help these single working mothers for Christmas time. It's right around the corner, man. We got to get to my birthday first, though.
Man, there's so much information that just came out of your mouth right then.
Yeah.
I swear it was like I had a freeze and download for a moment. I was buffering.
Oh,
I'm caught up. October 26th. It's my dad's birthday.
it is your dad's birthday. Yeah, mine's 17th.
17th. I know.
And it's a show night, too.
There's no need for you to tell us when your birthday is,
I'm sorry.
because we know.
I apologize. I do.
Yours is one of the few. I mean, I've got some friends that I remember their birthdays. Yours is one of the few.
Appreciate you.
I always remember yours, and I always remember that Craig has a birthday and what month it is. But I never remember the date until the day of.
18th.
It's always the day of that I remember, though.
January 18th.
And it should be so easy because it's like right after yours, and it's the day after yours.
Yeah.
But it's like right after yours. I always remember the month, but I never remember the day.
I remember his because Bones, his birthday's the 17th. January 17th. So Craig's the
October
18th.
17th, January 17th,
And then
January 18th.
January 18th. So that's the only reason I remember. Other than that, I don't care. I don't care about you, Craig. Craig. All right, too. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
And pleasure to spend these quick 2 hours with you.
Man, I'm gassed.
We got right through it, though.
Yeah, but I mean, look at me.
We
drained.
quit school because of recess.
I mean, I'm gassed.
We don't play.
Don't play.
Don't play.
And when we do play, we play to win.
That's
That's
right.
what I learned. When
Charlie.
we play to win.
Talk to me, Charlie Hustle. Come on.
God.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
I holla.